Well, you might think that with all the trouble United has had, that they'd be doing poorly in their first quarter results, but not so. Lori Rothman is on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange for us. Lori, it looks good for United, at least for the moment.
So here's the thing, David. I may be premature in suggesting this, but the worst for United may be behind it. Look at the after-hour shares. This is the fifth consecutive quarter that United Continental has beat Wall Street estimates. Shares up 0.75%. But here's really the breaking news. The CEO of United Continental, Oscar Munoz, has come out with a statement assuming full responsibility for that debacle at O'Hare Airport last week. Here it is for you. It is obvious from recent experiences that we need to do a much better job serving our customers. The incident that took place aboard Flight 3411 has been a humbling experience, and I take full responsibility. Again, that's from Oscar Munoz, the Chief Executive Officer of United Airlines. Now I'll give you the numbers. It was a beat, top and bottom line, 41 cents a share on a 38 cents per share expectation on $8.4 billion in revenue, just a little bit better than the $8.38 billion in revenue Wall Street was looking for. So that's a 2.7% revenue increase. This despite higher fuel costs, had a lot of challenges, not to mention the PR disaster of last week. They're boosting capacity by about 2.5% to 3.5%. The street was looking for capacity increase of 4%, so we'll see if that weighs on it going forward here. And also don't forget the timing of the incident and the corporate structural changes they made as a result will really sort of take an impact into the current quarter where we are right now. And so the next quarter for United Continental may be even more key and telling. Back to you.
Push beyond this crisis, this PR crisis. It'll be one for the textbooks. Thank you very much, Lori. Cheryl.
Well, you know, United's still trying to do damage control. Let's bring in Bruce Turkel, Turkel Brand CEO. You know, you heard Lori, we're showing that video again of Dr. David Dow. You heard Lori say that, that Oscar Munoz, again, taking full responsibility. But is that enough, do you think? Or for, because this has really become a PR nightmare in general for the company.
It is a PR nightmare indeed, Cheryl. You heard Lori say that it's the next quarter that's going to tell us the reports on the next quarter.
Right.
I think it's what they need to do now. I mean, if we could have gone back a week and managed it differently up to this point, but I think it's what they need to do now. And so him saying we take responsibility is the right step. Now let's see him prove that they're going to do something about it.
What about structurally and operationally how the airline functions? And I say that as a former flight attendant for Southwest. We lived our lives, as pilots and crews all do, by manuals. Everything is dictated. But, the Journal had an interesting take on it this morning, saying that United's problem after that 2010 merger with Continental, that they're adhering to the rules too much, that they've become a company so large with more than 80,000 employees that the rules apply and human experience does not apply, and that's why this incident went wrong. Do you agree with the Journal's take on that?
I do indeed, and I love the fact that you worked for Southwest, because one of the things we always noticed was the flight attendants, the bursars, whoever was on the announcement, were adding their own little twist, their own little touch. I remember a guy saying, be careful when you open overhead compartments because shift happens. And that was hysterical. And we got a feeling, hey, we're dealing with human beings. We're not dealing with automatons.
But let me push back, Bruce, because I remember if the flight crew or a gate agent in this case, who was handling this, if they feel like someone is a threat, and obviously they did if it got to that point, and I actually talked to some United flight attendants last night about this, they said, look, if we feel that someone's a threat to us, if they're a problem at the gate, they could be a bigger problem in the air, then you've got an emergency landing on your hands. And they had to defuse that situation. I'm not saying that it was right the way that he was manhandled and he was injured by police, but from the airline's perspective, Bruce, it seems to me that story they're not getting that story out there. I'm the one that's getting that story out there right now, Bruce.
I agree with both of those points. Point number one, different things happen at gates and people have to make decisions. That's not a matter of manuals, as you well know. That's a matter of training. They should not have to make decisions. They should know what they need to do to handle it properly. Number two, what you said is even more important. They're not getting the message out there. When you're explaining, you're losing. Perception is everything. United needs to now tell us they are putting the you back in United. They need to communicate it.
Yeah.
They sure do.
Bruce, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we've got some breaking news on Netflix. It is pulling back. The shares were way lower when the numbers first came out. They were down 3-4%. As you can see now, they're just down about 0.5%. Still down. The company beat on earnings. It was in line on revenue. The market was expecting a lot more than this for the first quarter, particularly on subscriber additions, which wasn't up to what they were expecting. And it's all about expectations.
House of Cards, Orange is the New Black, coming back. Well, making good on some promises. President Trump cracking down on illegal immigrants entering the U.S. But how is the rest of his agenda faring in the eyes of the American people? We're going to have that coming up next.